Connecting Africa, getting deeply inside Africa, connecting with the people, nations in Africa, doing business and partnerships with Africa. This is Africa Today, ladies and gentlemen, on Nile TV International. Hello and welcome to a new edition. And we start with our news. The President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi received on Monday President of the United Arab Emirates, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, who has arrived on a brotherly visit to Egypt. Presidential spokesman Mohammed al-Shinawi said that both Arab leaders are to hold talks tackling means of enhancing distinguished bilateral ties between the two countries, as well as exchanging views on a number of regional and international issues of mutual concern. Of course, first of all, the war in Iran and the situation in Palestine and Lebanon. Also, we will talk about and discuss the participation of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi in the summit of the Group of 7 Industrial Nations, the G7, in the 52nd summit of the G7, scheduled to be held in Evian, France, from between the 15th of June till the 17th of June. It's President el-Sisi's second participation in the G7 summit, and the first was held in August 2019, also in France, upon invitation from the President Emmanuel Macron as well, while Egypt held the presidency of the African Union. Presidential spokesman Mohammed al-Shinawi said that Egypt's participation in the G7 summit on a partnership capacity affirms its pivotal role in enhancing developmental partnership stability efforts in the Middle East. Also, he added that President el-Sisi is scheduled to hold bilateral meetings on the sideline of the summit with a number of leaders and world leaders participating in the summit. On top of them is the U.S. President Donald Trump, and of course to discuss with them the situation in the Middle East, and on top of which also the war on Iran. Well, to shed more light on this, we are most delighted to be joined over the phone by Dr. Tantawy, Dr. Yasser Tantawy, international relations expert. Well, we will get back to our expert to shed more light about the participation of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi in the G7. Well, the U.S. war also on Iran is driving up jet fuel prices and worsening supply strains for African airlines, and of course it's a real challenging factor nowadays for all the airlines, not only the African airlines. And the African Airlines Association, AFRAA, said that the war is forcing carriers to review routes and has raised fresh concerns about the stability of the continent's aviation network. Also, to know more details about this, we are also the Nigerian. Well, to shed more light on our main topic, the participation of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi and the 52nd summit of the G7 this year, we are most delighted to be joined over the phone by our prominent guest, Dr. Yasser Tantawy, international relations expert. Dr. Yasser Tantawy, always great pleasure having you with us, and thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. It's my honor to join you.
Well, the 52nd summit comes at a particularly very critical, challenging time within or amid the geopolitical imbalances in the whole world, and financial crises, and raising also sovereign debt, growing levels of food insecurity, escalating impacts of the climate change, and the also the AI, digitalization. I mean, so many real challenging facing the whole world. So the importance of the G7 summit and this particular time, first of all, before the importance of Egypt's participation?
Yes, of course. G7 is the largest economic platform worldwide, and joining it was not based on, I guess, of honor or something. It was based on values of partnership. Egypt is head of African Union by the end of the day, and it has one of the largest economies, growing economies in the African continent, and the mostly growing worldwide. So practically, there is an economic value. In addition, the geopolitical values become being the position geographically, becoming the main player in Gaza problem, the main negotiator in Iran crisis. So all of that is combination is Egypt participation, we can say, is a must in this case. So the rule is, I think, the participation is not based on discussing the AI issues, the economic changes, the environmental changes, and so on, but also to set cornerstones of the new players which is coming up worldwide. And Egypt is one of those key players who are joining the game recently because of the values and the strength which was exposed to everyone worldwide, especially our participation in negotiations and so on. In addition to that, we need to remember Egypt Sharm el-Sheikh conference, which was held promoting the economic and environmental positioning of green values and recent changes that happened in AI. So all of those subjects are linked to Egypt some way or another. And our participation will be valuable from two positions. Number one, as a main player in the game. Number two, we need to have that input as a benefit for our nation by the end of the day. Yep. So it's a win-to-win position now.
Yep, exactly. Well, the first time, a long time ago, the European leaders to meet with the President Donald Trump after the discrepancies or the disputes concerning the tariff issue. So what do we expect that upon such a summit to be as an outcome out of this summit, your point of view after meeting with the two sides?
As we said, it's repositioning of powers by the end of the day. So as far as Egypt presented as a main global power,